Good evening and welcome to the third and final instalment of Midnight with Matt.
And have we got another great show for you tonight?
We may have saved the best till last. What do you think, Antonina?
Definitely. Blood, sweat and tears went into the making of this show, but mostly tears.
Let's have a look at what we've got for you.
We've got the final 2 episodes of our hilarious sitcom, where our very own drug dealer Hamster meets more of his strange clientele.
Why the fuck is he getting in the van? Where are they taking him? What the fuck is going on?
That driver, man.
Shut up, Bob.
And touching lyrics brought to you by the smooth voice of James Bo Barkley.
Sometimes I think I'm losing the memory, but I know you'll be forever within me, 'cause everything I am is you.
Finally, comedy by self-proclaimed Russell Brand wannabe, Steve Valentino.
And this one kind of hurt. He said, thanks for the laughter at my pain. And he said to me, he went, "You look like a Tesco value Russell Brand."
Right. So much to look forward to again.
I know. I mean, it's the end. We've got the last, what is it? We've got the last comedy show.
Yeah, and the last episodes of Hamster, yeah.
Hamster and Percy, we're saying goodbye to them.
Yeah.
It's a massive shame.
So, how does it make you feel now that everything is coming to an end?
Well, it's kind of, I'm excited to kind of finish it all off and then see it tomorrow in screenings, but you can feel like around the room as well, people are a little bit gutted that we're not going to be doing this again.
It is quite sad.
I'm going to miss this sofa.
Yeah, me too. They're so comfy. I want to take them home.
I know, right? But yeah, I mean, coming into, well, the end of our, we're actually coming into the end of being a Met.
Yeah, exactly, because it's already our 2nd year. It's
Gonna
less
be
than
coming
a
up
year.
to graduation projects.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you going to do after school? What's your plan?
After school, well, I'd like to write and direct my own stuff. But obviously, I think once you finish school, you have to kind of see where you get work. So.
Well, do you find that multicam has kind of influenced what you're planning to do?
Yeah, definitely.
Later?
I think because before I really didn't consider working in television, whereas now I think it's actually a really good place to start. So yeah, what do you think?
Totally, the same thing. Honestly, I wasn't considering it. And now, I mean, even like presenting, I've enjoyed this so much that I want to give that a crack properly.
That might be fun. Anyway, so time for another adventure with our sitcom heroes, Hamster and Percy.
Who will Hamster's next client be, I wonder? And will Hamster ever lose his virginity?
Have you lost yours yet, Evan?
Let's take a look, shall we?
Do you think I'm funny?
I'm a little bit fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, I'm funny like a clown, like I amuse you.
What?
Goodfellas, you fucking baby-faced faggot.
Oh, okay. Well, how about this? You talking to me? You talking to me?
Joke's over, mate. Joke's over.
So I've been doing some research.
Oh, yeah?
Mum's bought me a new aerodynamic helmet.
You don't even have a bike, mate.
What'd you say? We split it 50-50.
Yeah.
60-60.
Yeah.
70-70.
Well, I'll meet you in Greg's.
80-80.
In about 5.
90-90. Take it or leave it.
No bad. What's black and doesn't work? Arthur London.
What?
That's a good one, isn't it?
Sorry, busy day at the office. Boss has been on my ass, plus I've got all the deliveries to sort out.
Me too, me too.
Who's the trick cyclist?
I wanted you to see my new delivery outfit.
What the fuck have you got on?
Who's the little man?
Percy, I'm Hamster's assistant. Nice to meet you.
Fuck off, you little homo.
Steve. Stevie to my mates. It's a cool suit, man.
Thanks. Do you like my helmet?
I have no idea who this is.
You can borrow it if you like.
Hamster's delivery service, eh?
He's a nutter.
Yeah, but I'd like to deliver for him. But you won't even hear me out.
You're kidding. I'm actually looking for someone myself, expanding the business.
No way. You're a dealer too. It's a small world.
He's not my assistant, he's a fucking homosexual.
Just a bit on the side. I like the social aspect. Coke is one hell of a drug.
Wow. Coke. Like cocaine. That's so cool.
Well, it's nothing like the amateur setup that this guy's got in this shithole.
My mum would flip.
I'm not the one who wet the bed until I was 12.
What was that?
Year 7, Windermere. Sunday school outing. Percy pissed himself.
It was an infection. You promised not to tell.
Wow. Not cool, man.
I was just joking.
But now he's gone. Not cool. Here's my number. You give it to the kid, tell him to call me anytime.
I'm sorry about Percy. He doesn't know when to shut up, does he? What do bad things happen to good people?
You're a piece of shit.
What are you on about?
You know what I'm on about, you fucking cockroach.
Goodfellas?
Scarface, dickhead. Anyway, I don't want to hear it, whatever it is you have to say.
Well, I wasn't going to tell you anything, but Stevie's a half-brain coke addict. He was making fun of you the whole time.
What? Was he? Wow! The collector's edition!
You talking to me?
You talking to me?
You don't mess with Tony Montana.
You don't mess with Tony Montana!
What are we talking about here?
What are we talking about here?
Good episode.
It was. I loved it. I loved it. But here we have our super amazing camera operator, Sammy Juckhoop.
Yes, that's correct.
That's correct.
Good pronunciation.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well done, Evan. So, Sammy, how was camera operating for this sitcom?
For that episode, it wasn't too bad because I just had the single of Joseph is the actor's name. So that wasn't too grueling. That was kind of an easy one. I know others that we've done have been like quite tough on me because sometimes with multicam, some cameras have multiple shots, so they're required to get to at any given moment. And sometimes you only have like a few seconds to get to it. So it can be quite, it requires a lot of mental focus.
So this one was basically a walk in the park.
It was kind of, I don't want to say it was easy,
this
but
was child's
it was,
play for you.
yeah, a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Well,
I've done, yeah.
No, I don't want to cut you off. Go on, please.
That's fine. I was just going to say I've done others as well that have been quite grueling physically as well. Like I was speaking to Faye, I think you had her on your last show. She's on the camera team and she's got kind of repetitive strain in her thumb from doing the Zoom the whole time. And I had, it was on one of the musical inserts, it was like a really low dolly tracking shot from left to right. And I was hurting the next day.
What, in the back? Was it where, because you had to bend down?
Yeah,
and
kind of in my
whole-
bum.
Oh, right.
In my
Jeez.
bum and my shoulder. I
Using
need a
muscles
Zimmer
you
frame
don't
out of
use.
here.
So what do you find differs between multicam cam operating and single cam?
Well, obviously there are multiple cameras,
There's
multicam, so
that,
that's kind of a
yeah.
little bit different. But also, I didn't know anything about it before we started, and we are kind of like a big old spider's web, because there are lots of us, and we're all working together to get the shots. And if one person isn't ready, when their light is on, then everything kind of comes crashing down. So
Beautiful
I think
analogy.
that yeah, it's good, isn't it? Write that down. So yeah, that aspect of it is quite different. Also, as I said earlier, sometimes your camera has maybe 3 or 4 shots that you have to get to. It's not just like you can set your frame and have a little chill time. You do have to constantly be focused.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I mean, you've also directed, and I think you've also been vision mixer.
I did,
and
yeah.
you've been camera up. So, did you have any favorite part in it?
I've enjoyed camera operating. I've done every single thing that we've done. I've camera operated, apart from the 2 that I directed in Vision Mix. So I think I've got a bigger sense of gratification from the camera operating, because I think before we did this, I wouldn't have called myself a strong camera operator. And now, because it's been kind of like camera operators boot camp, I've really, I feel like I've grown as a camera operator. I have.
How did you find the directing? What did you direct again?
I directed, it was episode 2 of the sitcom.
Episode 2 of the sitcom. How did you find that?
It was actually really good, because obviously I'm a cinematography student, so directing isn't particularly something that I would opt to do. But I'm so glad I got the opportunity, because it was, it was very interesting.
But you're more interested in the camera operating?
I don't know. You know what? I would definitely do directing again. Definitely. I really enjoyed it.
Well, it's great you did it then. I mean, that was really lucky then. Did you enjoy the whole process of the multi-cam module?
I've enjoyed it so much. I think I've said already, I didn't know anything about it before we started, other than that, there were multiple cameras involved. There's that. And I've really, really enjoyed it. Television, I think you were saying earlier, isn't maybe something I would have said I'd wanted to do before this, and now I definitely would be interested in pursuing a career.
It's something that you might
in
carry
television.
on?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, why not?
That's cool. Yeah, well, we were actually saying the same thing earlier. We think that we might carry on into TV.
Why not? Let's just do this.
Shall we? Okay, cool. You can be cam operator.
I
You can be cable basher.
Great, yeah, sure.
And
cable basher, next match, we're in heels. You have to take those off. You have to lose those.
Oh, that's
Health
a
and
good point.
safety.
But Sammy, thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you.
having
Really
me.
good to speak. No,
You
it's
too.
been great,
You look so
hasn't it?
sassy. I feel like scruffy.
Anyway, our next guest has got a lot of traction with some major names.
Yeah, we've heard he's Kanye West's favorite rapper from the UK at the moment.
And Idris Elba features on one of his tracks.
Our own Jules Holland, Rory Flynn, caught up with the, well, poet turned rapper Awate.
Let's take a look.
3, 2.
All right, Whitey, mate, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, good. So we're just going to have a little chat, if that's all right?
Yeah.
Cool. So first question would be, when did you first get into music?
See, I first made music when I was 12. I went to a local youth project, which now is gone, and just went there for a long time, and then kind of got into the scene when I was 15, and I started meeting rappers and trying to prove myself to people and just being a little helper for people, whether it be carrying CDs or DJing for artists or whatever. I just learnt different skills and started getting into it. So yeah, I really liked music when I first got into it and wanted to know lots of stuff.
So was rap the first type of music that you sort of got into?
Yeah, making music, yeah. Just because I liked words, I liked literacy, I liked that I could write stuff down and then it then existed. And I did that as poetry, I think, for a little while when I was in primary school. And then when I heard rap or rappers properly, I'm the oldest child and I'm a refugee, so I had no one to give me no CDs to influence me. So I used to listen to the top 40 and was into pop. When I went to secondary school and I had other cousins playing me stuff and hey, come round, listen to this kind of stuff, I was like, wow, that's exactly the same as the poetry that I was doing, but it's a lot better and it's coming from people from my perspective, people with my kind of background, and it's a tool used to kind of keep people alive. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was being used as catharsis, as like a way of getting something down that you really needed to for your mental health, for our collective mental health as like poor people or black people who were first writing stuff, or just being from London doing grime. Like, it's really good for your mental health to be able to write something down. You just don't know it at the time. It just makes you feel great at first. And you just want to I got addicted to that feeling. I got addicted to writing things. And yeah.
So what song are you going to be playing for us tonight?
The song I'm doing tonight is called An Intermission for the Struggle of Black Life, produced by Turkish.
Oh, cool. And could you tell me a little bit about that song?
Yeah. So I got the beat from my producer Turkish, and What I do when I get a piece of music is I listen to it a lot. I listen to it on loop whenever I'm walking somewhere, whenever I'm traveling for the next 2-3 weeks. That's all I'll listen to until I know it. And that beat, it's crying. You're gonna hear it in a minute. It's crying. You're gonna hear some, you know, it's a loop of like, yeah, it's quite emotive. And that made, at the time, it reminded me of The Revolution Will Not Be Televised by Gil Scott Heron. And I kind of lamented the fact that I didn't have that song yet. I didn't have a song like that. I didn't have a song that I could hold up as that kind of important piece. So I needed to make one.
Great. Well, why don't you go and get ready and we'll go and play it in a minute.
Cool, yeah, I'll do that.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
Cheers, thanks for talking to me.
Later on.
So if you'd like to check Awate out online, you can go over to awatemusic.com to find out information about him there, or head over to iTunes if you want to have a look at his songs. He's also got a new EP coming out very soon called Shine Ancient, so you can have a look for that. Cheers.
It's cold outside. Oh, it's cold outside. This is where you can see tragedies related in Ulysses. The police handle us brutally. Black families under scrutiny. Black fist in the air. Are you with me? Say yeah, I'm willing to dare. The vision is clear. On the streets, all of us on the streets. The next time they take our brother, the next time they rape our sister, the next time the press paint a picture of this not being a racial issue, the next time I can't get a job or can't get a flat or school holds me back, I'm not having them telling me my ancestors were savages. And the next time you touch my afro, Lord have mercy on your soul. Everything of ours you steal, our knowledge, our land, our oil, our diamonds, our culture and our gold, history and science. Everything of ours you steal, our music, our dance, our fashion, our medicine. Your interventions are a deadly form of meddling. To steal.
God, I loved that set. It was such a bitch to make, though.
Definitely one of my favourite shoots. And here with us right now is Lisa, who is vision mixer on the shoot. Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
How's it going, Lisa?
It's going good.
Good to see you. So, firstly, for the benefit of those watching, what is vision mixing?
Basically, vision mixing is that you press all the buttons that makes the right camera show. And you do that, and the director is telling you, for this one, we decided already that we were gonna do this camera next and everything. But for this one, we had a script, so we just followed that, and I was screaming all the out words.
So you note down which camera it's going to be at what part in the script, and the director is yelling out.
No, I'm yelling out. I'm like, camera 2 next, and then he's like, oh, and 2, and then you press it.
So he's deciding. He's being precise about when you press it, and then you do the button.
No, you decide beforehand what you're gonna do, because it was like a song, so we knew how the song was gonna go, and we decided already what camera's gonna use. Yeah, it's scripted. And then I just remind him of what camera is coming up next, and then for this time it was Sode, the director, and then so I was reminding him, and I pressed the buttons.
So it's a very important role, right? Yeah. You really rely on each other, I guess.
Yeah, you do.
So what are the outwords?
The outwords is like the last sentence of the song. Like for this one, I remember one was like, next time you touch my afro, and I was like, touch my afro 4. I was like,
touch my afro 4.
Yeah, and then so it was like, okay, and 4.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So did you enjoy vision mixing on this shoot?
I did. I was really scared first because I didn't really want to do vision mixing because I thought it's not like everyone's like, yeah, there's like no responsibility, but I think there is quite a lot of responsibility. And then when we did it, it just went fine. And it was fun.
Yeah, vision mixing terrifies me, actually. I've done it, I did it once, but I was meant to vision mix, actually, I think for the last final show that we did, the last show. And Thank God I ended up presenting because I don't know if I could have handled it.
You have the sweatiest hands when you sit there and you're like,
Yeah,
"No,
Evan
it's the
does
right
have
button."
sweaty hands, I
I've
think.
got sweaty palms, yeah, brilliant. No, it's okay, thanks.
Yeah.
But anyway, you've directed, you've cam-opped a lot,
Yeah.
and you've vision mixed. So what was your favourite out of all those?
Well, they're all like quite different, like or cam-upping to directing. But I think I enjoyed cam-upping the most because it's like you're a very important role of the set, and it's like it's a bit like you decide what you're gonna see, even though director is like, oh, have a close-up, but then you like.
You
the
do
final
have your
touch.
creative input.
Yes, exactly, and you're a big part of it at the same time. You're like a wheel in the how do you say a.
You're a clog in the in the
Yes.
workings.
And you feel really involved, and you're working all the time, and I quite like that.
That's great. So we have a little surprise for you.
Oh no.
Yeah, we've prepared a little something to remind you of the beginning of your course at Met Film School. And I think we're going to show it to you now.
I can't wait to see this. I'm really...
Oh my god.
Can you see
no, that's my reveal.
Yeah, so
Oh my god.
that's the reveal. What's the
I've
reveal?
never actually seen it before. Oh, you've
So
got to
can-
explain.
Yeah.
This is a man who's, this is like the first film we did. This is a man who sees a handsome girl in the park and he thinks she's waving at him. And he's like, oh, come on.
Oh, don't give it away, don't give it away.
Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, very sad.
That's Demola, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is. I won 5 Oscars for this.
You won 5, you won 5 Oscars. Really good, well done.
So, I mean,
God, the
look-
reveal, that was ages ago, wasn't it?
that was roughly a year ago, actually, yeah.
It was freezing cold, I remember. So cold.
When you were just little.
Yeah.
When you were a little
I was a little
director.
baby.
I mean, looking back at this now and where you are now, what you've learned since then, what do you think has changed?
Well, I started cinematography, so I chose not to direct, or like maybe I'll direct in the future, and so that has changed what I was gonna do. Because at first I thought I wanted to write, but then I was like, maybe not. I quite like the like cinematography part better, and I'm quite happy that I chose that. So yeah, that's great.
What would you say that you've learned? What kind of skills do you think you've developed the most during this multicam time?
Oh.
It's a biggie, yeah.
I feel like as a person you've grown, like you become more.
Just as a whole, you've just
Yeah.
just full on rounded out.
Yeah, and like you learn how to work with people better now than I feel like, because you're so relying on each other, and like now when it's like on time and you're nervous, and then but everyone, yeah, I think.
So it's not just limited to
No.
cameras and
No.
stuff and film. It's actually you've become a more rounded, happier individual thanks to multicam.
Yeah.
I think you should write an advert for
Yeah, it sounds
the
like
school.
you've enjoyed it.
Just on a leaflet.
It's
And here's
amazing,
Lisa, a more rounded person because.
She's a good person now because of multicam.
Brilliant.
That sounds what it's.
But Lisa, thank you for coming in. It's been great talking to you.
Cool,
Really
thank you
enjoyed
very
it.
much.
Now, we've had a lot of people make us laugh on this show.
Yeah, but no one made us laugh quite like Steve Valentino.
I caught up with him earlier in the week to get an inside scoop in his career.
Let's take a look and see.
Steve, thanks for coming in. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. How? Thanks.
Good, man. So, how long have you been a comedian for?
I started it's like 5 years ago now, I think.
5 years?
5 years ago that I started, but I was still a student. And then after I graduated, I've sort of focused on it a bit more so properly for like the last 2 years, I guess.
So, have you done quite a few stand-up performances?
Yeah, I think I'm near I must be close to like 100 now. I haven't like properly kept a tally, but like it's been pretty constant over like the last like 2 years. So,
And is this in different places, different countries maybe?
Not different. Well, yes, technically. I mean, Scotland's a different country, so yes, I'm an international stand-up sensation. But like Birmingham, Liverpool, Manchester, Crewe, London, a few other sort of backwards places as well. So, yeah.
Do you find the audiences differ in places depending on where you are?
Yeah, majorly. I mean, obviously because there's cultural differences, but then also like just even the space that they're in can be different. So like, if you're in like a little back room of a pub, you know, there's there can be quite a lot of distractions. It's a different atmosphere. But then, say if you're in a theatre, everyone's sort of there waiting, watching. It's a different energy and stuff. So and that's what's so good about doing stand-up is that you get to experience all the different types of people and different ways of trying to make them laugh, you know?
Yeah, and have you had to deal with hecklers in this time?
A little bit. I mean, I'm quite sort of self-deprecating when I get on stage. Kind of takes that away from people. But I mean, a couple of times there's been a few things. But like, it's more a case of sort of crowd control and learning how to deal with them. And that makes it sort of easier. So it's all part of the job, you know? So
how about your material? Do you find that in your daily life, or do you sit down and make it up on the spot?
I think, if I'm honest, like I'm always sort of having conversations with myself in my head. So
I do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, we all definitely do that. It's not a weird thing at all. And yeah, like, so I'm always doing that anyway. So I'm always finding ways to like pass the time and the boredom by talking to myself. And anyway, so I always feel like I'm always working on routines and stuff. So like, yeah, it kind of comes from anywhere really, whatever's on my mind at the time. If something that gets me that I think's funny and I feel like I can share that view properly with someone and like really articulate it, then that's what I'm going to sort of go for.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. How about a favourite comedian, someone who maybe inspired you to do comedy?
I'm not sure. I mean, in terms of like inspiration to do comedy, that actually came from like when I was like 10. I met these two lads that were like 14. They were like twins. They were like older lads that like really took me under their wing, and they were like the funniest guys I've ever met. And I just watched how they'd have this whole group of our friends and they're just making everyone laugh. And I think that's really where I sort of went, I want to do that.
What caught you?
Yeah, like, yeah, that was
brilliant.
it really. Yeah.
Well, thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming in.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Really nice to meet you.
Pleasure.
Hello, so my name is Steve Valentino. How are we doing? Lovely. Okay, let's just address it. All right, okay, let's do this. Okay, people talk to me about this. This isn't me like fancy dress. It's just day to day. Okay, I'm aware of it. Okay, you know, people say things about it. They feel it's okay to talk to me about how I look. Like, say things like, "Hey, you look like a Poundland Johnny Depp." It's always nice to hear before you're leaving the house from your mum. Some kid was like, LMFAO. That's two people. Some guy said to me, he was like, oh. And this one kind of hurt. He said, thanks for the laughter and my pain. And he said to me, he went, you look like a Tesco value Russell Brand. I said, mate, why would you even say that? Why would you even say that? He went, I don't know, but every little helps. Terrible. Poor joke, it's terrible. But I am aware that it's nice to be back in London. I lived here for 2 years, and I dressed like this, and people were okay with it. But not so much in Birmingham. They're a little bit more. It's where I'm from, and the Birmingham accent is it doesn't sound as nice. So, oh, you look like a Poundland Johnny Depp. That's hurtful, and it makes me cry. But in the Birmingham accent, oh, you look like a Poundland Johnny Depp. It's kind of funny. Right? And it's the inflection. The problem with the Birmingham accent is that everything sounds stupid in it, right? So because the inflection goes down at the end, and it makes everything sound like bad news. Oh, I've won the lottery. My mate was like, oh, mate, Zoe's pregnant. I was like, oh, dude, that sucks. But now we're ecstatic. Fucking sounds like it, man. But like where I lived in London, I lived in North London, and I lived in the kind of area, right? Now it was a very I was poor. It's London. What can you do, right? And it was the kind of area that people, when I'd say it, they'd go, "Oh," and then they'd say something, and they'd be trying their best not to sound racist, but they would fail and sound completely racist, right? Do you know these people that I'm not racist, but people? I'm not racist, but send the brown ones home. That's racist, right? And then they say, oh, it's very multicultural. It's very diverse. It's very ethnic. All these words, I was like, I know what you mean. You racist. And the thing is, I lived there for 2 years, and since I walk around, I try and find someone else a bit like me. You know? But it's really hard to find other wankers who want to play pirates, especially white ones. And but like, I worked over in Chelsea. Now, do we all know Chelsea? Chelsea Football Club? Do we know Chelsea Football Club? It's good. I'm going to say you do. Right now, they get a lot of flack that they're a bit behind the times and a bit bad. They're not very PC, right? But the thing is, I thought they weren't that bad, and then I went to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, they have their disabled entrance, okay? Now, what they've done is they've named it after a legendary footballer from the 80s, right? This is fine. This is normal. The problem is who they chose. Now, who they chose, and it's their name and then entrance. This is their disabled entrance. They named it after Nigel Spackman. At the Chelsea football ground, their disabled entrance is the Spackman entrance. Now, I thought that was pretty bad, but then last season they won the league, right? So I was like, all right, brilliant, good. And then they were going to change the name and name it after their pivotal thing, which was Mourinho, Jose Mourinho, their manager. They were going to name it after him, and I was like, brilliant. Mourinho entrance, Jose entrance, what's it going to be? They went with his nickname. The special one. Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your time, all right?
He really does look like a pirate, doesn't he?
He does. I loved that dude, actually. Really good guy to interview. Made it super easy. And here we have Scarlett Urbano, our last lovely Miss Producer lady. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
So Scarlett, do you remember the night? Did you have fun?
Yeah, I did. It was an ordeal because I remember we didn't have a lot of people coming. We had like 10 people coming just, for a stand-up comedy night. You need a crowd. So I remember running around the school asking every single person, are you available tonight? Can you come to the show? There's free beer.
There's free beer.
Please join us.
I remember you doing that. I think I remember you going up to a bloke and being like, just there was some dude standing in the hallway and saying, "Oh, are you free tonight?" And I think he was like, "Yeah." What's that? Oh yeah, well I'm producing a stand-up comedy gig. Like, oh, I might, yeah.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because we were also competing against this masterclass, a writing masterclass that was going on in A Block. And it's just like, why didn't we, know about this before so we could have maybe changed the night?
Why was it scheduled at the same time?
We had no idea.
Come on, Met Film School.
Yeah,
let's get it together.
We put up posters around the school like 2 weeks in advance, and then about a week before the show, we went up, to one of the doors where we put up a poster, and there was another poster put over, our poster for the talk.
Oh, ridiculous! I hope you ripped it down.
I think we did.
You think? Oh, you did. Oh, good stuff.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah.
We had beer there and stuff. It ended up being a fine show, didn't it?
Yeah.
We got a bunch of people coming. I swear there were people standing in the back, weren't there?
Oh, yeah, especially at the pub afterwards. It was really good.
It was really good afterwards. But anyway, did you have a favourite comedy act, or was it all pretty much similar?
I think my favorite comedy act was John Long.
John Long with the ukulele.
Yeah.
He was a funny dude. I love that song.
He was hilarious. I think it's just the way he used what was it? Guitar-lel?
Ukulele.
Ukulele.
I think it's
a
ukulele,
It
isn't
looked
it?
like a guitar, but it was tiny.
I thought that's what ukulele was.
Ukulele.
Honestly, I'm probably wrong.
You probably are, Evan.
Yeah, nice one.
Anyway, he was fun. So how was working under Chris Bold, our executive producer and tutor, during the whole module?
I knew something like this was going to come up. No, it's been really, really good to have someone push you, to, maybe your limit or like past your limit. I'm not going to lie, it has been difficult, but I'm really, really grateful to have had him as my mentor. And
100%.
I know I've messed up a lot of times.
No.
Obviously, we make our mistakes.
Nailed it.
Thank you. And I know that annoys him sometimes, but it's,
I think
it's
you did a
part of the
great
learning
job.
process.
I think it was
You nailed it. Do you think you would produce again?
Yes, I
Yeah?
think so. Yeah. A few days ago, I was like, never again.
Yeah, because there was a point that you were thinking about moving to business school, was it?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah. I mean, that's still the plan.
Really? So you're
Is
not
that
gonna...
still the plan?
But I'm never gonna leave film, or I might even go into theater producing, or I will be
around.
You're
just
going
gonna
to stay in the industry.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just moving off in possibly a
Yeah.
different direction.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been doing film for a long time now. I went to high school for it since I was 14. So, you know, I kind of want to try something different.
Yeah.
But I don't think I could ever actually leave it.
No, totally.
That's great. I
Definitely.
mean, was that in the States, high school? Would you
Yeah.
want to go back to the States, or would you like to stay in the UK?
I think I would want to go back to the States, either, you know, back home, San Diego, or to LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Scully. It was great talking to you.
Thank you.
A few days ago, our very own reporter, Harrison Ward, got to the root of the song James Bo Barclay is going to play for us tonight.
His voice and beautiful lyrics will melt your heart.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, James. Welcome to the Met Film School.
Hi, man. Thanks for having me.
So could you tell us a little bit about when you first got into music?
I think I can remember the first album I really loved, which was Coldplay Parachutes, because I found it in my dad's collection, and then I think I listened to it every day because I only had like 3 CDs. So yeah, that was like when I remember really, you know, getting into listening to music. Yeah.
So when did you first pick up the guitar yourself then?
My dad got me a guitar when I was 8. Well, I got us a guitar, I think, because he plays a tiny bit, and then had a few lessons in primary school, had a few lessons in secondary school, but yeah, never really actually started to love it until I started singing with it, and then I got obsessed with guitar, which I am now.
So when did you start singing with it?
I think I remember I wrote my first song when I was like maybe 14, but I think I sang a few covers before that. So yeah, like 14, 15, started writing and stuff. Yeah.
Wonderful. So did you ever go to music school or any kind of formal education for music?
Secondary school was a performing arts school, but didn't choose to study music, but they had good facilities for music and stuff, so that was good. But yeah, I've never had any formal music education, really.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of your musical inspiration, people who have influenced you?
I'm a massive fan of John Mayer. Started off with his guitar playing, and then I just love all of his songs. It's a bit cheesy, but like, you know, he's a great guitarist and a great singer. And then a lot of people like more kind of electronic stuff like Chet Faker and maybe James Blake, and that's kind of stuff the kind of artist I would aspire to be like.
When did you start writing your own material then? Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so I think it was when I was 14, I wrote my first song. And yeah, just wrote like cheesy love songs for a couple of years, and then yeah, I started writing. I was in a band when I was like 17, 18, started writing songs for a band and stuff, and then yeah.
So what are you going to be playing for us today?
It's a song called Light That She Saw.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
It's about my mum passed away when I was like 14, so it's about that kind of a song. Yeah, about that, and for her and to her, and about, yeah, you'll see, I suppose.
Sounds wonderful. Well, thank you for being here today, we really appreciate it. Feel free to take your seat now.
Cool, thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers.
If you want to find out more about James, then visit his Facebook page and his SoundCloud, where you can listen to more of his music.
Darling, I can't believe you're gone forever. Darling, I can't believe you're gone forever. Gone without me, gone without me. Now that you're gone, my heart is looking out. Now that you're gone. I'm looking for someone else to fill the void you left behind you. But I'm learning how to live without you. Nothing's hard when I'm thinking about you. I'll hold your heart in mine forevermore. Sometimes I think I'm losing the memory, but I know you'll be forever within me, 'cause everything I am is you. Lights on, you're gone. Lights on, you're gone. Lights on, you're gone. But now I'm home. But now I'm home. But now I'm home. Please tell me why. It's in your head and you didn't tell me. I apologize. I didn't know what this could be, but I know the feeling. Please believe me. But now I'm learning how to live without you. Nothing's hard when I'm thinking about you. I'll hold your heart in mine forevermore. Sometimes I think I'm losing the memory, but I know you'll be forever within me, 'cause everything I am is you. There's lights on, you're gone. Lights on, you're gone. Lights on, you're gone. But now I'm home. But now I'm home. But now I'm home.
Oh, who directed that?
Yeah, I know
Pretty
it was
good,
you,
right?
Evan.
Oh.
It's not about you anyway. It's about Claudio right now, who was your lighting director for the shoot. Hi, Claudio.
Hello. How's it going, Claudio? That
How's it
looked
going?
beautiful. Did you
Yeah,
enjoy
no.
lighting it?
Well, at first not, because it was kind of hard. I
Didn't you enjoy lighting my set? What?
At the end, it was amazing, yeah. Especially with a good director. So you like, it worked. We had 2 takes, but not for like any mistake from me or you, like anything we
Everyone
decided.
else.
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah,
else.
yeah. It's not my
Screwing
fault.
up,
no.
yeah. No, definitely not.
But anyway, it was kind of hard somehow because we had, if you remember, like those kind of columns of light coming from the sides.
Yeah, and then the smoke
hard,
as well.
Yeah, that was kind of idea because I had to come up with ideas at the last minute, and
How come it was last minute? Sorry.
because we like the DOP who was supposed to light that like dropped off the day before, like asked me if I could do that. And
Oh, so you were
'cause
put
she
in
wouldn't- yeah.
last minute, so you really had no
we
notice.
had to like think about that, and I had this in my mind, so just like, why not?
So what was the idea? Was it
Like,
columns of light?
Yeah, at first was kind of vertical columns of light. You have like him walking around, but then the producers say, no, he's not going to walk. Okay, fine. Let's think about something else.
Thank God he wasn't walking. Honestly, I found it hard enough to direct that him sitting down.
Oh, well, then it'd been hard. I know you could have done it. I mean, it was kind of normal, a normal lighting. But the problem was I tried to not overexpose it. Have you seen that movie from Coen Brothers, Inside Llewyn Davis?
No,
like
I haven't.
When I saw that, when I thought about that idea, I was thinking about that the scene in which Oscar Isaac,
Yeah,
like was lit that way with some headlights and stuff
Oh,
like
cool.
that.
So
Just to
it's basically a kind of minimum.
Well done.
Minimalist. Thank you. Yeah. I've got it.
Yeah, in the movie, I was kind of trying to make the same thing, but in the movie, they had like people watching the singer, so they had this tracking shot between the people and stuff. So
Yeah.
when I said we don't have people, what are we gonna do? Like,
What are we gonna do?
Columns of lights. How come?
But I
You
think it
didn't
looks
think about
great.
that?
I'm very impressed with it because
It
I
did, I was
wasn't on
super
the
happy.
set. So how was working with Evan?
I was not. He's such a funny guy.
No, be honest.
No. It's fun. It's funny. Like I had to direct like the final show, and I couldn't stop laughing when he was saying like because he smiles every time. And he's just like, how can you not smile when you look at him?
That's right. You directed the first show, didn't you?
Yeah.
The first show. How did you find that?
I was tough, but not too much. To be honest, I'm like. At the end, I think every director ends up like saying, "Oh, I finally got it." Like at the last interview, he's just like, "Yeah, I got it. Let's relax and take it easy. Let's go out and grab a pint before I'm finished." But
totally, best part of film school.
Yeah,
going and grabbing a pint after you've done some work.
Yeah, no, that's the first. That's the most expensive part actually. But
oh my
because you spend so much time on it, but I mean, I have to say, after directing the final show and lighting, I have to say I'm not that sure what's going to happen to me, because at first I said, oh, I want to be a lighting director, I want to be something like that, but now that I try like directing in multicam scenario, it's kind of intriguing. I mean, that's
it's changing the way that you're looking at it, that kind of...
Yes, I've never watched TV, so when I do that, I just do it now, was the forecast, and it's like, oh, they moved the camera off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, it's always in your head, it's ruined TV for me.
Yeah.
I mean, now that we're coming to the end of, our time at Met, are you going to stay in England and make films? Are you going to go back to Italy?
I have, like, if I don't get into in Italy we got the NFDS, kind of the same thing, and I wanted to try to apply for cinematography over there, but it's something that I would like to do, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. Because England's got a lot of like opportunities to work in the movies, in the cinema industry, in the TV industry as well. So it's kind of, to me, it could be a waste of like just leaving England and saying, okay, I'm going to go back to Italy and make pizzas.
Make pizzas. That's what I might do. I might go to...
Yeah, that sounds like you ever going to Italy making pizzas.
I would love that. But you know what? Like,
it's just like, it's something you have to think about, because of course you're English, so you kind of have more opportunities, like to stay here, like you know people. Guess what? That's the point.
Yeah.
And the films, in my opinion, film school like Mac Film, it's meant to put you in like
into contact with those who are in the industry who can give you a hand.
Yeah. Not just like to say, oh, I'm going to go out and be a director.
And have you found that it's done that?
Yeah. Somehow it had. It's kind of. It's early. It's not the right time to say it, because we're not at the end of the course. We're kind of in the middle of it, so we kind of have context. But I mean, personally, I'm not thinking about what's going to happen in 1 year. I mean, I hope I'm gonna have like more chances during the course, but
definitely
that's what's going to happen.
Claudio, thanks for coming in.
You're welcome.
It's been awesome talking to you. Cheers. You know what, Antonina, if we were in a sitcom together, your character would be named Miss Resting Bitch Face.
Rude.
I know, right? Anyway, in our next episode of Hamster and Percy, Hamster finds out that friendship can disappear in a puff of smoke.
If only.
Fuck!
Something cool, man. I can fly.
I know what you mean.
Hammy, my mum caught a rat in a sticky tray trap and it tried to get out, but it can't because its feet are proper stuck. And so now the rat and the trap are making a proper racket in the kitchen. Do you want to come and take a look?
No.
Yeah, man.
Is that your van outside?
What?
Van outside.
Man, they're coming.
Who?
The government.
What? The government?
Been after me for years, man. Ever since that time I made love to Julie Peachett from behind. Man, they really want me.
From behind?
What the fuck?
No, behind the post office.
The fucking government is after you and you bring them here?
How does that even work?
Jesus fucking Christ, they're gonna arrest me.
You've got to take the dirt road, man.
I'll end up in jail. They're gonna torture me. No, they're gonna say, where's the soap? Every day for the rest of my life.
Oh, that ain't nice, man.
You guys are so stupid.
We just played dead.
Fuck you, Percy. I'm not gonna throw you in prison, you fucking homo.
I'm not a homosexual.
You've got to stay in character, man. You're dead now.
Hammy, I think you're overreacting.
We need to make sure they can't track you. It's fun!
I really don't think the government are after you, Hammy.
Shut up. You will go outside and see what the fuck is going on. Why is he pointing at us? Why the fuck is he getting in the van? Where are they taking him? What the fuck is going on?
That driver, man.
Shut up, Bob. Percy. 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 Fuck. Percy, what the fuck is happening? My name is Hamster Wright. 26 King Street in WC2E8HP, London, UK. To all law enforcement entities, this is not an admission of guilt. I'm speaking to my family now. Percy, you're the love of my life. I hope you know that. I mean, not in a gay way. You're my big man. There are some things you will come to learn about me in the next few days. I just want you to know that no matter how it may look, I only had you in my heart. Goodbye.
It's the end to Percy and Hamster.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Let's get cracking on season 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have our final interview. We have our head writer, Mr. Rory, and Percy, played by Tristan. Good to have you in, guys. How are you?
Yeah, good.
So, Tristan, what was it like for you being a lead character on Hamster?
Well, on this experience itself, I'd never experienced anything like 4 cameras before. I'd done some camera work at drama school. It was only ever 1 camera. I've worked on 2 cameras as well in the field, but having 4 cameras circulating around you all the time, it makes it very challenging because you're constantly having to look over there, and the camera always needs to catch you in the right light, all sorts. And in addition to your mental process while you're acting, processing that as well, it becomes definitely quite a challenge. But
It's a huge amount to think about.
Absolutely, so much to think about, really, a huge amount.
The precision in what you have to do as well, you know, and having to know that you have to favour a camera and know that you have to have the light hit your face in a certain way.
Yeah.
I mean, how did you cope with all of that?
Well, it's just a matter of adapting. Starting out, it was difficult, but I think the more you do it, obviously, the more you get used to it, and the more you can, adapt to the situation, and you can then begin to focus more on your acting than where the camera is, because it's second nature to you.
Okay. So, Rory, you were part of the audition process, and you auditioned loads of people, didn't you? I mean, you were doing it for something like 24 hours.
Yeah, we did 2 days pretty much, and one day, I don't know how long, I think it was about 12 or 13 hours. I was in school before it was open, and I sort of left as they were kind of kicking us out. Same with Thomas and Antonina, so they casted with me.
So you must have seen loads of people audition for the role of Percy.
Quite a lot, yeah, quite a few, yeah.
But not that Tristan didn't smash it, but why Tristan?
Well, I think he was the first one we saw, actually. And I think
you just nailed it straight away. It's like,
boom, done like that.
It kind of was, actually, because you were the first person we saw for Percy, and I think the second you left, you were so nice as well. You were really good. You had this great energy, and the second you left, I think all three of us just looked around and were like,
you just went, yeah.
We've got him. We're like,
we're done.
Because we thought that Percy was quite a hard person. We didn't think we were going to be able to cast anybody for him because it's sort of weird parameters. Like getting a young character is always kind of difficult, and especially for a show like this where you can't actually have like a little kid or anything. You can't have probably can't have a 16-year-old necessarily. So yeah, we were really worried about getting somebody for Percy. We were thinking, oh, we're just going to get someone that looks the part but can't do it. But Tristan, really, we
were all very happy when we saw him. Yeah. So Tristan, was the character of Percy relatable for you at all? Did you like him?
Absolutely. I think with Percy, I think there's a little bit of Percy in all of us.
There's a little Percy.
a little Percy just waiting to come out. But yeah, in terms of his characterization, the way that he's been written, I can definitely see a younger me. You know, when I was that age, obviously I'm 20 now. When I was Percy's age, 16, you know, I was making those kind of discoveries that Percy was making. And yeah, I mean, in terms of the befriending, you know, it's cool, isn't it? At that age, it's cool to be doing things you're not allowed to be doing and illegal things. So I understand entirely why Percy, as a 16-year-old, would be so interested in Hamster, the guy across the street, who was dealing drugs, because that is awesome, you know. Not that I would endorse it. In terms of acting the character, it was great fun because, yeah, I could definitely roll with that and proceed.
So, did you both have a lot of collaboration about evolving Percy as a character together? Because obviously you came up with him, you played him. How much did you both work together to get on the same page of who Percy was?
We didn't really do much together.
I think we were on the same page from the off.
Yeah, because with the writing team, we kind of, it wasn't just me. Like none of this was just like me on my own. It was, you know, Thomas, Sam, Antonina. We all crafted every character together. Everything we did, everything together. So in terms of writing, the character progressed then from kind of not a character to almost kind of the main character, the most important character in the show. And I guess, yeah, most of the development of the character and the characterization came in the early drafts of the scripts and stuff. And then we passed that on to Tristan.
That's great, yeah. So, another question. Which was your favorite episode?
I loved the episode that was just aired. That one was so much fun to do, especially with our hippie character sat next to me, who was absolutely fantastic to work with. His sense of comic timing, you know, I was laughing mentally in my head and I had to stop myself from kind of cracking up while shooting it. And I think that scenario as well was just totally ridiculous and out there.
That was Bob, wasn't it?
That was Bob.
It was Bob.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Honestly, that great to talk to you. Really good to see you.
Pleasure.
But unfortunately, we have come to the end of our show.
Yeah, that means we've also come to the end of our multicam module at Met Film School.
What a pity. But anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching it as much as we did making it. Anyway, we're off down the pub.
You've called an Uber, I think.
Oh yeah, I called the Uber, don't worry.
Alrighty. That was good.
It was really good, yeah.
Do you really think I've got a resting bitch face, Evan?
Well, it's subjective, isn't it?
Subjective.
Yeah, well, like, not compared to Simon Cowell, but, like... Oh.
Finding the script, wasn't it?
Well, Thomas wrote it.
Yeah. Can I come? Fuck off.
Right. So,
We were jogging down.
we'll just go to the pub now. I thought that's where we're going. You called the Uber?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.